Hello everyone, welcome to the new episode of Touchdesigner tutorials. In this video, we are continuing the generative art with Touchdesigner number 4. Let's just start. First, I bring a noise from top. I put the period on 1.55. Harmonic gain on 0.9. And amplitude on 0.85. I go to common. I change the pixel format to 32 float RG. And in transform, in translate Z, I write Abstein.seconds. Multiple to 0.3 to have kind of a slow movement. I copy the expression and I paste it for translate X. And here in common, I change the resolution to 1000 to 1000. Now I make a copy from my noise. And in the new noise, I change the period to 3. And I put the harmonic spread on 8. I change the harmonic gain to 0.74. And I change the exponents to 1.33. And I change the amplitude to 0.9. Here I turn on the monochrome, but I turn it off again. And here in my pixel format in common, I change it back to 32 float RGBA. Now from top, I bring a feedback. I connect my first noise to the feedback. I add a transform from top. And a displace from top. Now the second noise will go to the second input of displace. And in displace weight, I put a very small number. Point 0.01 for both of them. Now as you can see, we have a little bit of displace. I add a blur after my displace. I increase the filter size to 12 and pre-shrink to 2. Now here, I want to bring something from my palette. You can bring your palette from here. In palette, in image filter, I bring a sharpen. Drag and drop it here and connect your blur to sharpen. I put the sharpen amount on 1. And here, I add a node. Now I drop my null inside my feedback, on top of my feedback. As you can see, the name is here. It's on target top. Now we have this nice noisy movement. So I bring an RGB key as my last node. And I turn on the display. I split my screen to two parts. Here I choose top viewer, and on the left part I go to display and I turn off backdrop tops. So now what I want to do, I want to add a pixelate after my blur. I bring the pixelate from image filter in the palette and I put it in between my blur and sharpen. Now here you can increase your pixel size horizontal and vertical. Or if you want to have a square pixels, you can turn it on and then you have just one number. Now this is what we have. Here I change the blur filter size. Now to see the results, I need to reset my feedback. To make it easy, I bring a keyboard in from top. And I drop the channel on pulse on my feedback and I choose top reference. Now every time when I press 1, I can reset my feedback. You can also change the key to whatever you want, but on default it's on 1. Now in transform, which we had after our feedback, I add a small number to my rotate, like 1, because if you add like a very high number, the movement will be super fast in this patch. And for the scale, I add 0.1 to my default number. So it's 1.01. And here you can change the pixel size. And if you increase the filter size of your blur, then you would have bigger patterns. And if you change the displace weight from displace, then you have a very fast movement. So I just want to show you how each one of these parameters can affect our final image. You can also animate these parameters, like you can add LFOs and animate them with an LFO or with a noise. Now here I bring an edge from top and I connect the pixelate directly to my edge. After my null, I add a composite, and I also connect the edge. I change it to over, and here I change the order of my inputs. So edge is on top of the null, and I change the color of the edge. I change it to blue. Here I change my displace weight again, and I put it on 0.01. And in the transform, I put the translate x on 0. Now in my second noise, I delete the expression for translate x. And this is what we have so far. So I want to also try something else. I want to see what we can do without using displace. So we just use the first noise. Now here I disconnect my displace and I connect the transform directly to the blur. And here you see we get like kind of this round movement from the center. You can also switch between the transform and displace before the blur. And this is what I did for the short video that you saw from the beginning of the video. Now as you see here, I have a movie file out, which I didn't show you. Where did I bring it? Now let's bring it again. I delete it and I go to top, and here is the movie file out. This is for when you want to export a video from your Touchdesigner. So here, the address will be where you saved your file. If you have an audio, you can put it here. And you just need to press the record and stop the record to have your final video. But the thing is that with free version, you can just have the movie type. And you also need to turn off the real time on top of your program to have no lags or no performance differences when you are exporting. Now here, I press the record. And I stop the record. And that's it. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope to see you next time.